Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to Sister Wives with Mary Jane K. Today, I'll be breaking down Sister Wives Season 3, Episode 2, Teen Sex Talk. What I think I'm going to try to do is do the rewatch of episodes 1 to 8 of Season 16, which I haven't covered yet, before the new season starts. If you guys want to catch up on the second half of Season 16, I already covered episodes 9 through to part 3 of the tell-all. Let's get into the episode. The Browns have been in Vegas for several months and they are now settling in very nicely to their new rentals. Cody and Janelle left their jobs behind with the move, so they both have been looking for jobs that suit their hectic schedules. Janelle thinks they finally found something. Christine, Cody, and Janelle are going to Mona Riki's office at TMI Real Estate to talk to them about working for them in the real estate industry. Cody probably thinks he's a really big deal, a big-time real estate agent like Mauricio from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Cody is excited about this. It's something he has always wanted, to be into real estate. Cody thinks Christine would be a natural at real estate. He's wearing a suit, but Cody's hair looks like a straw mess, like it's on its last breath and it needs to be combed and styled and conditioned, for God's sakes. Christine says she loves going into homes. It sounds similar to the way the wives would constantly plug the benefits of polygamy the first season as if they were peddling ShamWows. Janelle is the practical one. She says she loves that she and Christine would have the flexibility to trade off with each other's schedules, and they both would be working, but Janelle wouldn't be gone from the home for 60 hours a week. A long time ago, Mona, their real estate agent, started recommending to Cody that he get into real estate, and he and Mona have developed a friendship that the Browns and Mona believe will segue well into a great business relationship. They get into Mona's office and Mona warmly hugs the Browns, Cody included, and she asks where Mary and Robin are. Cody and Christine break the news that Mary and Robin are not as interested in real estate as they are. Cody lets Mona know Sabin has morning sickness. Mona and the gang head to Mona's office for a very serious business chat. Cody tells Mona they need to do some discovering to find out if this will work for them. Christine says she has something to lay out first while she's thinking about it. She asks, since Vegas is in a depressed economy, is this a good business opportunity for them? Mona says they are seeing a change in the market already. She says it's stabilizing and she is really busy every day. Mona is thrilled the Browns are coming on because she really needs the help. Janelle tells Mona she needs to be busy. Mona reassures her it'll be very busy. Christine asks about schooling. How much schooling is there, she asks. Mona says it takes about 6 weeks to get a license and they can do school from home online. Mona is putting the Browns to work today, setting up open houses. Cody really wants this job with Mona as a real estate tycoon to work out since it's been a while since they had a job. Their resources are stretched very thin. Christine thinks they will constantly be trying to look for more things to do financially to support the family. They've even been looking at family business ideas, and nothing has fallen into place as well as real estate. Christine thinks they'll keep looking. Janelle says it's complicated because it's not just two people and a husband and wife. There are 5 personalities, a mom and mom and mom and mom and pop, trying to run the mom and pop business. Janelle says they're being practical here, wondering what else works for them employment-wise while they try to get this business going. This business Janelle dreamt of for the family probably ended up being Robin's manifested and failed My Sister Wife's closet that never even made it off the ground, that Cody happened to take an exorbitant loan out for. Christine is excited as Mona takes the Browns to set up their first open house. Cody asks if setting up the open houses is the gopher work. And Mona tells him this will be one of the first things. They will help her with setting up open houses. Cody tells Mona, you have to function as a page before you can be a knight. Christine says it sounds great. She is fine with wherever she has to start, as long as they just get going. Cody's comment was almost a little bit rude. Mona is his boss. She is graciously showing him how it works, and he is griping about starting off low status. So he comments, start as a page, and a page, of course, was a servant to the king. And then you grow to become a knight fighting for the king. So basically, Cody is letting Mona know he notices he's the servant, and he's almost complaining a little bit about being low on the totem pole and starting at square one. Maybe Cody expected, since he was a big reality TV star, he could skip the basics since it's beneath him. Mona instructs the brown bandits they have to take the pennants and string them up, and she wants plenty of open house directional signs too. They show Page Cody carrying his collapsible open house sign to put on the street corner, and he looks pissed. Cody says it's just the beginning, but they are going to be selling real estate, so he's excited about it, and it's something to do. They are in a down market, and they are going to ride the wave all the way to the top, Cody says. As far as I know, the only Brown who pursued real estate seriously was Janelle, and I know she worked in real estate in Vegas. As far as I know, Cody and the Browns didn't strike it rich and make their millions in the real estate business yet. In fact, real estate guru Cody insisted the Vegas homes would sell like hotcakes, but the homes took forever to sell, and the prices had to be dropped significantly till slowly they all sold, and it took much longer than expected at much lower price points than expected to sell those homes. But Cody insisted to his wives. They were in a rush. The bubble would explode. They needed to sell, 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 and those houses would go quick. He was wrong, of course. Cody still has real estate aspirations to this day, though. He tried to convince his wives in season 14 that the lawyers said they should build rentals and make a fortune since there was a high demand in Flagstaff and there aren't enough rentals in the area. His wife said no way, but Cody was giddy with thoughts of making it big. Cody is really looking forward to real estate. Christine is hanging streamers, and Cody suggests it should be higher for tall people. So he suggests that Christine get on his shoulders to tie the streamers higher. Christine worries she might fall off and hit her head. Cody boosts Christine up. She almost falls, and Cody insists she just needs to sit up straight and it'll be fine. Christine is uncomfortable. She gets down and she tells Cody she loves him. She trusts him implicitly. But she runs off and gets a bucket to stand on from the garage. Jokes that she thinks next time Mona definitely won't bring a ladder again if the Browns are coming. Cody stands on the buckets to hang the for sale streamers, and Christine insists she will be prepared next time. She says in the end she grabbed the buckets, and Cody stood on the buckets and it got done. Those streaming pendants that said for sale looked like someone threw up some streamers in a very lazy, amateurish way. It looked like kids did it, and it didn't look very professional in my opinion. It was very rinky-dink. Janelle says, today was great. They figured out what it took to set up an open house, and they lined up plans to work with Mona in the future to assist her while they all work on getting their real estate licenses. Janelle is glad to be busy again. This woman loves working the way a fat kid loves cake. I wish I loved working the way Janelle does. It's a rare thing to love to work and to prefer to be at work than not. And you can tell Janelle prefers to be at work rather than at home messing about. I think a lot of people would love that quality and that work ethic. Cody asks all the older kids to gather up with the adults. Christine explains the kids all wanted to go out on a group date, and they realize they haven't yet established dating guidelines in Vegas. So the adults decided to talk to the older kids about the different rules and expectations that they have before they started dating or were even interested in dating. Cody tells the kids the parents want to be involved in their decisions with their dating and in their decisions with who they associate with and in their decisions about their friends. Why is Robin even there at this meeting? She doesn't have an older kid who is dating or who is even going on this group date. I thought she had morning sickness. It seems she always wants to be involved in a big way, even when it doesn't involve her kids at all. They aren't older kids or teens in the family. Yet Robin involved herself. She involved herself in the youth group discussion when it didn't involve her kids and it just involved the older brown kids. And now here she is heavily involved with the dating discussion. None of her kids are older or involved in this group date. Robin interjects that they don't want the kids coming back, asking angrily, "Why didn't you tell me this?" Logan jokes, "Oh, you've told us." He's obviously alluding to sex and unplanned pregnancy. Janelle explains her kids roll their eyes at this kind of stuff. Cody explains what his concern is about dating. He doesn't want their kids having romantic experiences in high school. Madison interjects that Robin tells her all these stories about how many guys she was with. And Cody corrects her that Robin dated these guys. She wasn't with them. And Robin yells out dated because she can tell Cody wasn't comfortable with the term of Robin being with these guys clearly. Maddie clarifies dated, okay. And Robin responds that she did not single date until she was 18. Christine adds that her mom got married when she was 17, and she didn't feel like she had a growing up period as a result of that. Aspen suggests they can date and not get married though. Aspen says they can go on dates and they won't be like, "Oh, I'm getting married to you now." Cody tells Aspen that's a really questionable road to go down. In confessional, Cody says he doesn't really want to talk about his daughters marrying or dating. Robin says Cody is like the only thing that makes him think of is shotguns. Cody says yeah, he doesn't know if he is intimidating enough, but he can be intimidating. Cody gestures wildly with his hands, and he speaks in a very firm tone here. He announces to his older kids, "I want you to hear me. You should not be sexual until you have graduated from high school, ever. And he would prefer the kids wait until they are married." McKelty clarifies just because they go on a date, it doesn't mean they are going to be sexual. Cody says they aren't saying that, and Christine clarifies it's a step down the road if they don't know how to control it. Cody announces they are separating it so much that they just don't want any chance. Cody says he won't put a prohibition on physical contact, even though he would tell his kids that it is very unwise. Cody says a kiss is really a token of commitment. During Cody's speech, Maddie has her hand to her forehead and she looks like she is dying inside. Her facial expression is hilarious. Logan says, in terms of kissing and affection, he doesn't have a problem with being a teenager and having a little bit of fun. And as he says this, he has a huge honker of a cold sore on his lip. So I just hope he waited till that thing healed to have a little bit of fun because they are super contagious. So he doesn't leave the gift that keeps on giving. Again, lots of people get cold sores, and I know there's a stigma attached to it. Some people get them all the time. Some people get them very rarely. But why not just take an antiviral when you have an outbreak, or even just take a preventative natural amino acid? There are a million options you can do, and it's super contagious when cold sores are active. So it's best to just treat it. Why don't the Browns treat their cold sores? says, kissing shouldn't be with just anyone. It should be special. But in her opinion, it's not saved till marriage. Because what's kissing? It's not that bad. Cody looks down. He has his head in his hands. Christine thanks the kids so much for being there, and she wishes them all a fantastic time on their date. Christine tells the kids the adults trust them. In confessional, Leo says they are the only one of their siblings sitting there in the confessional who has never been kissed. I wonder how Cody feels about knowing that Logan, Aspen, and Maddie have been kissed and they have exchanged chemicals in their spit with other people. He is going to go insane. And Leo says, since they have never been kissed, they don't want to be, and they don't want to participate in that kind of thing, not until they are married. Christine says the kids wanted to go out on a group date, but in confessional, Maddie, Aspen, Leo, and Logan are sitting there. Aspen says it wasn't a date, and Leo agrees it wasn't a date at all. And Maddie also chimes in, it wasn't a date at all. The group of friends comes over, and Mary and Cody and Robin and Christine and Janelle are all there. And Mary asks Logan to introduce all of them to their friends. Cody says it's hard to judge these friends in 30 seconds and to judge what a person is like. But he's concerned that his children's peers will have more influence on his kids than he has on them as their dad. What's interesting is Cody complains of intolerance for his family and of being judged. And Robin said when she moved into her neighborhood in Vegas, she made herself not judge her neighbors because she herself knows what it feels like to be judged. The Browns don't want to be judged, but Cody wants to judge and assess these kids. He explains it's hard to judge what these friends of his kids are like in just 30 seconds. So he intends to judge them, and he clearly doesn't at all trust his kids' judgment at all. I would want to know my kids' friends. I would want to know their parents too, of course. But I feel like Cody automatically makes assumptions and he wants to make judgments rather than trusting his kids somewhat and feeling things out in time. I don't think Cody trusts his kids' judgment, and I feel like he feels his kids would be weak and easily swayed or easily influenced, and he automatically assumes the friends from Vegas will have terrible morals beneath the levels of morals that his kids have. He doesn't trust his kids much when he claims they have much higher morals than everyone else. Why? Why doesn't Cody trust his kids at all? Cody explains all the kids his children were hanging out with were monogamous kids from monogamous families of a different faith. And Cody thinks if you're choosing a faith and it can't be challenged, then you won't be as strong in your beliefs. So basically he's saying these friends from other more accepted faiths won't have strong beliefs or strong faith or high enough morals and values because they don't come from a faith that is challenged or a faith that is less accepted. Robin personally would love to see Maddie and Leo and Aspen have sister wives, she says. Robin says they want their children to choose this faith. This is what they believe is right. First of all, Cody's kids pre-Robin that were all raised together from birth by Janelle, Christine, and Mary are not really Robin's kids. And she is referring to them as our kids, as her kids, when they see Robin basically as a stepmom and maybe a friend/acquaintance at best. I doubt they see Robin as a mom in the same way they see Janelle, Christine, and Mary as moms. So Robin believes her faith is right, and it's right to think people with different skin tones other than white are evil, and that not being white is an indication of evil. The people of the FLDS call it the mark of Cain. and people who aren't white aren't allowed in the church or in leadership roles in the church. And she believes that's right. And she wants the older kids to follow that righteous path. Christine says if their kids don't choose to live this way, it will be hard for her to think, gosh, did I do a bad job? Cody says his children have to be accountable for their choices, and that's where they are at. It's you own what you choose, Cody says. It's interesting. Cody wants his kids to be accountable for their behavior and for their choices. He thinks it's you own what you choose. Wow, that's hypocritical coming from Cody Brown. He wants his kids to own their choices and to be accountable for their choices. But does Cody own what he chose for himself when he chose polygamy? Is Cody accountable for his choices and behavior? When Cody makes statements like, my wives are obstacles to my goals in life, my family is an obstacle to my goals in life, does that sound like owning your choices and taking accountability for them? Cody chose polygamy. He chose to have 4 wives, now 3 since Christine pieced out. Does Cody own his choice of polygamy? And does he take accountability for it? Does Cody step up to the plate and own his choice to be a polygamist husband with multiple wives? Is telling your family and wives they are all obstacles to his goals in life when he made this choice? Is that being accountable for his choice to live polygamy? Is that owning his choice of polygamy? Is Cody responsible and accountable as a husband with his wives for the choice he made to live this way and to marry all of them? Does Cody do what takes effort and is inconvenient to him in order to be accountable for his choice to be a polygamist, whether he wants to or not? He's asking his kids to be accountable for their choices when he isn't accountable for his choice to be living polygamy. He says, own your choice. He wants his kids to own their choices. He chose to live polygamy. He chose to rope in 4 women and have a tribe of kids. And he then comes back and says, my family is an obstacle to my goals in life. What I chose, the fruits of my choice of polygamy, having all of these kids, having these 4 wives, that end result of what I consciously chose is an obstacle to my goal in life. Is that taking accountability for his choice or shrugging it off and complaining like a bitch that now I have these kids and these wives from the choice I made and they are an obstacle to what I really want in life? This is not what I want and it prevents me from what I want. Is that owning his choice to live polygamy? It's interesting. Cody can't own his choice. He can't take accountability for it because it would be inconvenient to him and it would mean Cody not always getting his way. It would impede Cody from getting what he wants for himself and what is convenient to him. If Cody owned his choice of polygamy, he would be the best husband and father he could be. He made this choice. He married these women. He had these kids. Shouldn't he own it, or should he now call the fruits of his choice his obstacle and whine and complain and resent and grow bitter and manipulate and calculate to try and get his goal, to try and get his way? If Cody's goal isn't the family, what is his goal? He said the family is an obstacle to his goals in life. So what is his goal? The family is an obstacle to, my guess is, monogamy with Robin and to free himself of the burden and the chore of the choice he made to live polygamy. But now Cody has to own his choice. He has all those kids and 3 wives left. He has to own the fruits of the choice he made and be accountable. But in my opinion, he isn't. Last season, Cody made his own COVID rules that were more stringent than the CDC guidelines that I believe were intentionally impossible to follow in order for Cody to create an excuse to live his goal of monogamy with Robin. But that's not owning his choice. That's not being accountable to the choice he made. Cody chose polygamy. He married these wives. And if Cody was accountable, if he owned his choice, he would be the best husband and father possible, regardless of what he wants, selfishly, because he made this choice and he should own it, right? He's asking of his kids something he doesn't do himself, in my opinion. He is referring to his family as an obstacle to his goals in life, owning his choice of polygamy. Next, the camera focuses on some decorative blocks that say family and a family photo with a families are forever cross-stitch framed on the wall over an anchor. Sentimental music plays as Cody laments that they left the state of Utah under pressure. Cody explains the Utah County Attorney was doing an investigation into their lives, and that investigation is still on. Robin interjects that they really have no end in sight, basically. Cody says, Logan, Maddie, and Leo want to move back to Utah to go to school, and Janelle says they're waiting for the moment that they're old enough to leave the house and they can go to Utah and go to college there. Cody says it's kind of tragic on some levels, but he hoped they would find a happy place in Vegas and that they would all want to live closer to home. Robin thinks she always thought Logan was going to be around to be some really cool example to Dayton and even to her future children. Robin pictured Leo holding her babies, and it's weird to her to think that they could be gone in a couple of years. And Robin sighs and she says it's heartbreaking to her. Leo explains they already have one foot out the door. Maddie doesn't care how much it costs or how broke she is afterwards. She's going back to Utah for college. Logan says when it's time for him to become an adult, he is gone. He is not staying here in Vegas. Aspen loves Vegas, and she's sad nobody else likes it there because she wants all of her family to be happy. The group of teens goes to a hot dog place, and Maddie explains they had a teen night out to have some fun with friends. Logan explains they went to a hot dog restaurant. I think it's weird to call it a hot dog restaurant. I would call it a hot dog place. It was their first stop on this night out. Logan says when they first moved to Vegas, they were all thinking they weren't going to make any friends. They thought people would make fun of them. But Logan says Vegas is Vegas, but there are a lot of cool people. He says it's the people that make the place. Maddie is explaining at dinner that her Facebook is private, just for friends. Maddie says people are curious about what it's like to grow up in a polygamous lifestyle, and she would rather they ask her questions than just to assume things, and Leo agrees. One friend asks how the dating thing works for them. Logan says the parents say once they are 16, as long as they tell the parents where they are going and who they will be with, they can date. Aspen says they also let them date before then too, but the parents didn't know about it. Leo asks when Aspen went on a date. Maddie says most polygamous families get to know each other. It's called courting, and they go on group dates, and there is always a chaperone there. Logan explains courting means you have an intention to find out if she or he is the one you want to marry or one of the ones you want to marry. Aspen says, as of right now, she isn't sure if she wants to be in a polygamous lifestyle. She says maybe in the future she will change her mind though, and she'll want to be a part of it. She just doesn't really want to be jealous, and she doesn't want people to be jealous of her. She doesn't want to have sister wives. She thinks it would just be too much drama. Smart girl. Logan says his family chose the polygamous lifestyle and he had a blessed childhood because of it. But personally, at this moment, he doesn't care. He is just going to finish school and finish college, and he says maybe when he feels like it's time to set something in stone, he will start to study and see what the Lord has in store for him. The kids go roller skating after the hot dog place. It was fun. Aspen fell a lot, 5 times, and Leo points out they only fell twice. Leo is super competitive with everything. When they drove donuts with Maddie, they said they were a better driver. And here, Aspen said she fell 5 times, and Leo pointed out they only fell twice. Everything is a competition about being the best. Maddie says she doesn't think she would exceed to the fullest that she can be in this polygamous lifestyle. She doesn't necessarily believe it's right for her, and she wouldn't be able to do it because she would be jealous. She doesn't want a big family. She loves her big family, but she doesn't want a big family. She wouldn't be happy, she says. After skating, they all had to get some frozen yogurt. I have to point out, Logan can eat a lot. He ate at the hot dog place. He was the only one there who had ice cream. And now he's suggesting froyo. Leo tells the story to their friends that one day Maddie got her hair cut so short when she was younger that she looked like a boy. One friend asks what it's like to live in a polygamous family. Logan says, just like yours, there's just more chaos. And Maddie asks this friend, what's it like living in a monogamous family? Maddie says, you just have more moms. And Logan says, they also have more siblings and more chaos. Another friend asks the Brown kids, when they are older, if they are going to have polygamous families too, or if they are just going to go their own way. Maddie is not doing polygamy. Leo proudly announces they will live polygamy. Kelty says she's not doing it. And Aspen says probably not. And doesn't think about it right now. Right now he's thinking about college and what college he wants to go to. He thinks about graduating. He hasn't really put any thought into it, and he doesn't want to put any thought into it. And Aspen is with Logan. She doesn't really want to think about it right now. Logan says when the time comes in 3, 4, 5, or 10 years, he'll start thinking about it then. Leo says they just prayed about where they want to go with their life, and they see all these good things that come from plural marriage, and they just honestly think it's a beautiful thing. They say that sounds corny, but they honestly can't wait for the day when they have sister wives. As Leo says this, Maddie just looks down, expressionless. Leo says it's been one of those things that they just decided to do with their life because they just love it. They love polygamy. Cody and Robin are headed to see the midwife. The last couple days, Robin has been spotting. So they want to check it out and get this all figured out. They want to find out how the baby is doing. He says they really want to find a heartbeat because there is kind of a threat of miscarriage, and it has both Cody and Robin a little spooked. Cody says Robin has never spotted in any of her previous pregnancies. So now they are trying to figure out what is going on, and they are dealing with a very heavy unknown, and it's very emotional. And he and Robin had a couple of very emotional days over this. Cody says the idea of a miscarriage is very close to the family. Christine has had 2 miscarriages, and Mary has had 1. Christine had her second miscarriage, and she started bleeding so badly, they ended up having to take her to the hospital, and it was a very scary experience. When Mary miscarried, it was the only pregnancy she has ever had since Leo was born, and to lose that baby was an absolutely devastating experience for them. Cody is feeling emotionally devastated. Robin remembers sitting there getting emotionally prepared for, and Cody interjects here, the worst of news with tears in his eyes. The midwife will look for a heartbeat first, and they will listen with the Doppler. And if they can't hear the heartbeat with the Doppler, they will try the ultrasound. Robin explains the midwife got out the Doppler and she could not hear a heartbeat, and she should be able to hear a heartbeat at this point. So the midwife gets the ultrasound out since the baby is low. She has Robin lay on the table, and Robin felt hopeless that they don't have a baby anymore. Cody says they just had to look at each other and accept whatever was going to happen. And Cody is sobbing and he looks absolutely devastated. The episode ends with that. And of course, thank God, thankfully, Solomon was okay. And we know that. But the episode does end with a cliffhanger. But of course, we already know the results. To my YouTube viewers, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, let me know your takes in the comments section if you like. I'm going to try to tackle the first 8 episodes of season 16 before the new season starts on September 11th. So, some weeks there may be 2 rewatch episodes in lieu of book club. Of course, when the new season ends, I'll be back with season 3, episode 3, right where I left off. Tomorrow, I'll probably put out the first episode of season 16, and of course, episodes 9 through the last episode of season 16 are in my season 16 playlist, of course, and I'll be back next week with the next episode of Book Club on the second half of chapter 7 on Christine, the new episode of Seeking Sister Wife, and season 16, episode 2 of Sister Wives as well. See you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.